Jazakallahu
Yeah.
khairan. Barakallahu feek. Let's just, whenever someone's speaking, Ikhwan, let's try to give him the chance just to, finish. And then a person can share his 2 cents. Barakallahu feekum. Faddal ya reaction. I think you were trying to speak.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Abu Mussab. Yeah, apologies
You're
for
welcome.
this cue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, so I in general, I really like what you do and your style of da'wah. I saw a couple of videos of you. I think you visited the UK and Birmingham, and you had a sort of great interaction. Your style of interacting with the youth and teaching was really fantastic. And I think
Jazakallahu
you're an
khairan.
asset to this ummah. I think I really appreciate what I saw of you.
Barakallahu feek.
That doesn't mean I have to agree with you on everything, by the way, right?
Of
So
course,
I'm glad
brother.
you're
Yes.
taking this opportunity to listen to an alternative view, and I
Sure.
hope you listen to my view. I'm happy to be corrected, and I hope
Sure.
if you find there's something that you could be corrected on, you'd be open to that as well, inshallah.
No doubt. No doubt. Of course. Jazakallahu
Okay.
khairan. Of course.
So this is this issue that we're discussing right now is a major issue because there's so much bloodshed. The ummah is in a severe state of distress right now. So I've got, I think, 4 points from what you said. I'll start with the first one. Okay, you don't like the word rabbi being used to describe somebody. I think this time rabbi, nobody takes it seriously. It's more of a sort of meme usage to sort of mock the person. It's exaggerating their stance on a particular issue and giving them a name for that fact. Yes, it's an insult, I agree, but it's rather than an insult of the individual, I see it as an insult of the position that they've taken. Just like the word rabbi is not found in Islamic texts, I'm sure the word ikhwani is also not found in Islamic texts of the Salaf. And this brings me on to the second point, which is about...
No, but can I... I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think it's best that I respond to that point specifically,
Yeah,
or
go
wait
ahead.
till you get...
Yeah, go ahead.
Jazakallah khair. First of all, thank you for your kind words, and I appreciate your benevolence and being respectful in your discussion, which is how it's supposed to be. I somehow when we tweet, it just comes out different. Akhi, we both know that words obviously have meanings and have ramifications. The fact that it's being used as a meme, or that it's an exaggerated intent behind the word, does not change the reality of the word. So the word has takfir embedded in it, and a person may not intend, I agree with you, a person may not intend by using the term rabbi to me or to Sheikh Faaris or whoever, they might not intend that he is a kafir, but the term and the title in and of itself is a title of takfir. And therefore, regardless, we in Islam, we are commanded and ordered to say that which is best. Allah commanded us to say that which is best. And we know that the Jews were told to say a particular word, hitta, and they substituted the word and they added a letter. And because of that, Allah Azza wa Jal called them out and criticized them in the Quran. So the words which may be used in this manner, that insinuate takfir, especially with the widespread of ignorance, you're basically opening the door for now everybody to call anybody who they don't agree with a rabbi or a priest or whatever it could be. That is not to be conflated with the term ikhwani, because ikhwani is based on a political group that calls themselves Al-Ikhwan al-Muslimun. They have come up with this title for themselves. This is the title that they've invented, they've coined, and they're pleased with it as a name. The Ikhwan al-Muslimin are pleased, and they invite you to join their hizb, to be part of them. Okay, exactly. But they're a Muslim group. I don't like them. I hate the Ikhwan. I hate them fi sabilillah. But at the end of the day, they're my Muslim brothers. So if I call a person an Ikhwani because of having Ikhwani traits, I haven't taken him outside of Islam. But when you call someone a rabbi, then you're basically you're insinuating that he's not a Muslim anymore. Whether or not you intend it, it doesn't matter. The term in and of itself is a term of takfir. And it should be avoided. It cannot be turned into a meme. It's not justified that because of the culture of memes and the cultures of joking that we wind up calling Muslims and giving them titles of other religions because this is what the culture dictates. What's wrong remains to be wrong.
So brother, I take on board your comments. Sorry, brother Saki, can I just finish so I don't have too much time. I just want to go through all the points, if that's okay. But thank you, brother Abu Mussab. I take on board what you're saying, and I think it's important not to call each other names, right? However, I think it applies as much to you when it comes to calling people Ikhwani. Just as you said, the Ikhwan Muslimin is a political organization.
It's a group, though.
And a person, it is a group, but people who are being called
and a rabbi
Ikhwani are not members.
A rabbi is the title of a disbeliever.
Yes, but a person who's called rabbi, it does. Brother, can I finish, please, if you don't mind? So, calling somebody Ikhwani insinuates they're a member of that political group. A person who has no connection with Ikhwan Muslimin is being called an Ikhwani. Just like person who has no connection with Judaism or Rabbianism is being called a rabbi. Right? In both circumstances, they're wrong. So if you want to criticize that group and say that shouldn't be done, please also apply the same principle when it comes to calling people Ikhwani. Okay?
No, but you're I'm sorry, brother, but you're ignoring the core purpose of my complaint or my objection. My objection is to the title embedding kufr in it. That's it. If you say nobody should call anybody other names, okay, that's a different discussion altogether. So you don't call me Salafi, or I don't call you Ikhwani, and we don't call him Tablighi and Maturidi and Ash'ari or Athari. No problem. This is a discussion for another.
Don't call each other names that are derogatory or insulting. Right? I agree with that. The impact of calling somebody Ikhwani means they might not be allowed a visa for Hajj. Their own country's security services may start spying on them and putting them on no-fly lists. It has an impact. Yeah, because one Muslimin as a political group is on certain countries' blacklists. Okay, so it's probably more dangerous to call someone that than to call them a kafir. Right?
No, it is not.
The real life implications, on somebody are more substantive by calling somebody Ikhwan Muslimin, right? So if you don't want to agree with that, that's fine. I'll move on to the second point of my 4 points. The second one is boycotting of Starbucks or McDonald's or any of these brands that have openly promoted donations to the Israeli military, the IDF. Boycotting these groups is a good thing. If you I studied economics at university, and one of the things we learned is something called product elasticity. You can if you stop going to McDonald's, people will still want to eat fast food. Instead of going to McDonald's, they'll go to an alternative. In Saudi Arabia, you had something like Herfi, or Kudu, some other brands, I don't remember the names. But they'll start going to those. And when those companies start getting more business, they'll start hiring more people. So on the one hand, people will lose jobs at McDonald's, but on the other hand, more people will gain employment in the companies that are not contributing to the destruction and slaughter of Muslims, all right, and their blood. So, in terms of boycotting, that's a great thing to do. When it comes to banks and working in banks, I remember Ibn Baz, rahimahullah, he had a fatwa saying it's not permissible to work as a sweeper, a cleaner in a bank, right? So what about a company that's slaughtering, that's contributing to slaughtering our Muslim brothers and sisters? Now,
where do you live?
I live in Europe at the moment, yeah.
All right, well, I mean, I could use the same line of thinking and say, brother, you're more guilty than all the non-boycotters because your money is directly involved in this. But let me go back. I agree with you. Let me agree with you though, because I wasn't against boycotting. If you remember my words, I said anybody who feels the way you feel, Jazakallah khairan, which is appreciated, no problem, akhi, boycott all you want. Nobody's going to tell you do not boycott this particular brand because this is just like someone wants to be a vegetarian without believing that meat is haram. If someone chooses to only eat vegetables and they know that Allah made meat lawful, but their diet they prefer to eat vegetables, nobody's going to tell them it's haram up until they say that it's haram for you to eat meat, in which case you can go and be vegetarian in another world. But the same way, this is exactly the same thing. You can boycott all you want, no problem. But if somebody has an alternative view, which is also validated by many scholars, and also validated by those who live in those countries and see on what's happening on the ground, and those who have looked at the bigger picture and saw that, for example, McDonald's purchased all of these McDonald's in Israel because of their lack of support. Supposedly, they don't want to support this genocide. Then how could you then just don't demonize the people then don't agree with you? That's all I'm saying. If somebody doesn't want to, you cannot say that this person is involved in the killing of Muslims. Otherwise, if you live in the UK, if you live in Europe, if you live in America, you are also involved in the killing of the Muslims. Inshallah, go live in Yemen, go live in Hadramaut, go live on the top of a mountain, in any country under the sun, where you don't have to have paperwork or a visa or a passport, and be a shepherd until you meet Allah.
So,
until you meet Allah,
that
this is your
point
sacrifice.
about living in Muslim lands is not possible. Okay, there is no country that allows you to migrate there. There is not one single Muslim land that allows you to migrate as a muhajir and they give you citizenship. There isn't one. Okay,
that's not true, brother. That's not true.
There is not one.
Not true, brother. That is not true. SubhanAllah,
can I go to Saudi Arabia or the UAE and they'll allow me in on a hijra visa? Is that possible?
If you have money, yes, you can. You could buy a premium residency, and you could do whatever you want over here. You can stay here.
Yeah, but you won't be a citizen,
endlessly. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
even UK
You won't
citizen,
be a
brother.
citizen.
If you have a premium, brother, you could be a citizen of Jupiter. If you have money,
they won't give you citizenship. Yeah, you won't be a brother.
Why do they
Islam.
have to give you? Why do they have to give you citizenship, brother? I've been living here for 15, 16 years.
These are ethnic nation states. They are not Islamic brotherhood states. The term brotherhood in Islam, the term brotherhood in Islam has been demonized to be some political group. And it's made to think, if you believe in brotherhood and equality of Muslims, no matter their ethnicity. See, the Jews have applied this concept in their country. They've made a homeland for Jews of all ethnicities. Anywhere in the world, they can all migrate there. Muslims don't have this. This luxury doesn't exist for us.
So, brother, that luxury does not have to exist for you in the same form and in the same foundation done by the Jews. However, there are alternatives, and there are millions of people that will bear witness about the fallacy that you just made, that there is no Muslim country wherein you can migrate to. Now, you're stipulating a condition that you have to be granted citizenship, which is really ludicrous, because no country in the world will just allow you to come in there without any...
This is how the hijrah took place in Medina. That doesn't exist today, brother.
Right, so you want basically the country to open up and allow everybody to come, and they will grant them citizenship. This is in which world, brother? This is in which world? Do
you know how many Muslim countries there are? The Muslim lands are vast.
So as long,
why can't we have that? Why did the Jews have it and the Muslims don't have it?
As long as this utopian belief doesn't exist, it justifies you living among the kuffar and giving them your tax money and letting them kill the Muslims in Palestine. Okay, it makes sense now. Yeah, that's
my ethnicity is from this land. My ethnicity is not from... Look, the name Saudi Arabia is Al-Mamlakat Al-Arabiyyah Al-Saudiyyah. And Al-Arabiyyah, meaning it is for Arabs only. It is not for non-Arabs. You go to that land, if you're a non-Arab, you will never be considered an equal in society.
Which is false.
Even if you get an iqama or whatever it is.
Which is
brother,
false.
It's qawmiyah, brother.
I'm not Arab.
No, let that brother speak. Let brother circle.
The same thing with UAE.
But we let the brother circle. Let the brother circle answer you, Ma'alis. Give him a chance to speak. Barakallah feek.
Go ahead.
Barakallahu feekum. With regards to your first point, I just want to add a little something, a small quick thing. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, in his book Wasiyat al-Sughra, he mentions the hadith of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who says, I grant a house in the middle of paradise, whosoever leaves off lying, even if he is joking. And you said about calling someone a rabbi, is it just a meme? So either here you have two options. Either you're lying, or you're speaking the truth. So if you are lying for the sake of making a joke, then you have fallen into a sin. And if you are speaking the truth, you are excommunicating a Muslim brother out of the fold of Islam. And how can it be worse to call someone ikhwani instead of kafir? Just tell me, please. So if you're calling someone and you're saying it's just a meme, just let me finish. Okay. If you're calling someone a rabbi and you are saying it's just a meme, it's just a joke because of the way they are thinking, so either you're speaking the truth or you're speaking falsehood. That's the first thing. The second thing, akhi, I'm Kurdish. I'm not Arab. I'm not Arab. I've been in Saudi for many, many years, akhi. And I think it's a stated fact that the people of Saudi are one of the most, loving people. They welcome everybody. However, if you're talking about a minority who are nationalists, you cannot only find them in Saudi, you can find them in Maghreb. My wife is from Morocco. You can find them in Tunis. I have Tunis workers. You can find them in Libya. You can find them everywhere. And I am from northern Iraq. I'm not speaking the haqq.
Speaking the haqq.
Afwan. So I am from northern Iraq. I'm Kurdish. I am from a city which is called Sulaymaniyah. And it has been infested with Arab people from the south of Iraq. Because they are fleeing the Shias who are oppressing them.
Infested
and most of them, they want to flee to...
Use infested to talk about rats and cockroaches.
Akhi,
is that how you talk about Muslims fleeing persecution?
Is the Shia a person who curses your mother and the Sahaba?
No, you said your Slimani has been infested by people fleeing from the Rafidah.
Bro, it's just semantics, brother. It's just semantics. Maybe it doesn't matter. It's just a verb.
That's how you talk about Muslims fleeing persecution.
Yeah, akhi, nobody understood it the way you understood it.
He just finished praising the Arab. Akhiri, actually, he just finished praising the Arabs.
The reason I mentioned Saudi Arabia, by the way, is because to me that is the best country amongst the Muslims. Right?
Well, then
it is the best. It's not even close. However, you're talking about hijrah. I can't tell you a single country that allows hijrah. It doesn't exist, right? Muslims are better off in some cases to live amongst the non-Muslims. They have more rights in those countries. We can affect foreign policy. Yeah.
You can go to Morocco. You can go to Tunis. You can go to Egypt. If Saudi opens the door for everybody to just come and grant them a citizenship,
you can't go to Morocco and get citizenship, bro.
What, brother? Why? Who told you daqiqa? Bas ma'alish, allow me to intervene. I want to understand. You're adding conditions on your own, you're adding. Wa alaikum salam. One moment, please. You're adding conditions. You're saying that your concept of hijrah is that you have to apply at a government level and say, I want to migrate Islamically to your country, and then they basically grant you, I don't know, like an asylum type of situation, and then to you this equates hijrah. Otherwise, there's no hijrah. That's not true, brother.
The West has
That's not true.
And if you come to Saudi Arabia on a work visa, but your intention is to stay for hijrah, that's ghish, brother. That's lying. That's kadhib. And if the government finds out that your real intention is to do hijrah, they'll deport you.
What?
Right? If you want to apply for citizenship, they'll say apply.
What?
Go to Wazarat al-Dakhiliya, write a letter to the prince.
Hijrah?
And you know.
Brother, these are honestly, akhi, these are some outlandish views that you have that I've never heard from anyone. So you're gonna tell me that if you intend between you and Allah, because you don't make an announcement to the world that you're gonna go do hijrah. So if you intend that you wanna go live in a Muslim country, and the means that you find to go to the Muslim country is work, you're going to tell me the government is going to come and investigate, hey, why did you come here exactly? Well, I want to live in a Muslim country. They're going to say, no, we're going to deport you?
Listen to my explanation. Look, if you come to my house, I invite you for dinner. You're welcome to come for dinner. But imagine in your heart, your real intention is to stay, not to leave. Yeah, or I say you can stay in my house for 3 days. But you intend to stay forever. I don't know your intention. But is that justified?
Every day. You keep on working. The work doesn't finish. So as long as you are working, you are allowed to stay there. So
and then
the equation is false. The dinner is once. After you finish the dinner, you leave the house.
It's rish. Yeah. If you want to apply for asylum, apply for asylum.
All right. Anyways, listen. I'm sorry, brother. Jazakallah khair. I tried to hear you out, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to bear any more ideas, because you're also
one more thing,
brother, wallahi, you're spewing absolute nonsense, and it's not fair for the listeners to have. Yes, brother, you have no idea. You have no idea how off you are, because you're conveying a false message, and you're giving a false perception of what we all know is far from reality. Some of us have been living in the kingdom for over 15, 20 years by Allah's grace and mercy, with no issues and no problems, and we left with the lands of disbelief and the lands of kufr, and we came to a Muslim country, and alhamdulillah, as long as Allah allows us to stay, He will stay. And when it comes to an end, it shall come to an end, and then we could say, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Here you are, you want some guarantees. No, wait, let me finish. You want some guarantees, and you want to apply at a government level that this is migration, and you want to be granted citizenship, as though your majesty can only move to a country when everybody has already pampered you and put red rugs under your feet.
So why not be honest?
Nobody's being dishonest. The only one who's being dishonest right now is you.
So does Saudi Arabia know your intention is for hijrah and not just to work?
Brother, get out of here, man. اللي بعده.
والله عجيب والله عجيب لله العجب والله لله العجب.
Allah, I've never heard something like this in my life.
أخي والله, I've seen people who are like Dutch. There's a brother in Riyadh. His name is Ahmed van der Poel. He's one of our teachers. I'm from the Netherlands. He's been living in Riyadh, I think, for the past 12 years. He has been studying on the Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan. And his intention is to stay as long as possible, which is hijrah. So the moment he's not able to stay anymore, he just leaves. Like, أخي, Allah lillah al-ajab, lillah al-ajab.
Supposedly the government's going to come and investigate. Hey, what was your niyyah when you came here? And then you have to lie, or you tell them the truth, and then they send you off. That's just
Allah. Ustad Faaris wants to speak. Let him speak.
Yalla Sheikh Faaris. Hayya Allah Sheikh Faaris.
Assalamu alaikum shabab.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Eid Mubarak everyone.
Hala wallah Sheikh.
I hope your days are happy, eating and drinking and having fun with family and loved ones.
Yes, while you're at the gym.
Habibi, Allah yabarak feekum. Inshallah, I'm going to see you in August, inshallah.
Bi-idhnillah.
Ya Jama'ah, did I hear this right? He wants Saudi to know our intentions, wala kayf yani?
Yes. And he said calling someone an ikhwani is worse than calling him a rabbi.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Ya akhi, now, guys, you have to understand. Now you understand why I block these people I don't talk to. Because it's, yani, sure, look at the, yani, I don't know, we lost brain cells, guys.
But he's respectful though. I usually block the others, but he's respectful. Wallah, I was happy to hear him out in the beginning, but he really, he disappointed me, because I want someone to, look man, at the end of the day, I'm definitely, not every view I hold, like everybody else, is correct. So when there's an error, it has to be corrected. When I'm wrong, I have to be told, and I have to make adjustments. No one is above the truth. No one knows everything. But the people have to deliver the truth though. If the people bring nonsense, then they say, you see, you're too arrogant, you didn't accept. Habibi, I have to accept something also that is substantiated in the deen, not something that you feel strongly about and your feeling is going to impose on me, the discussion. Anyways, you want to add something, Sheikh Faaris? Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention one thing. He mixed two things into one, and I don't know how he created this misconception about hijrah. Subhanallah, this is the effect of the pragmatic Ikhwan al-Muslimin interpretation of Islam. Abu La'la al-Mawdudi, Sayyid Qutb al-Jama'ah hadol. He have placed hijrah, the understanding of hijrah. Why did Islam and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam order us to do hijrah? The main purpose is that you establish Islam in your life. So whatever means there is in life that can help you achieve that goal, that's the goal. That I want to practice my Islam in a safe environment, and nobody's going to force me to do anything, and around me is not like kufr or all these things. So if you can establish that by work visa, by owning a citizenship, by whatever it is, you can do that. Now him saying that it's called Al-Mamlaka Al-Arabiyya Saudiya, this is only for Arabs. A'udhu billah. There's non-Arabs living there. فمسألة إن I put boundaries and I name this a place of Arabi is it's not haram. يعني قريش كانوا قريش والنبي عليه الصلاة والسلام confirmed that أنا من قريش وإحنا من هذا. وبعدين كان في سلمان الفارسي went from Persia, traveled there and he stayed with them. ما قال لهم I want to also be قريش. طيب بلال ibn Rabah from Ethiopia, he came to them, he's from Ethiopia, he didn't say no I want to be قريش also or else خلاص I'm leaving. فكلام فاضي سبحان الله. This pragmatic, he wants, like you said, لا, you have to accept me and I want everything that you have, I want to have too, or else this is not hijrah. ما على كيفك هو. أنت you want to establish your religion, establish your religion, whatever means necessary, do it. انتهى الموضوع. الموضوع بسيط يعني, it's simple. سبحان الله العظيم. That's it.
جزاك الله خيرا.